Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Mesdames, Messieurs, bonsoir. My name is Hugues Baudouin-Dumouchel, and I have the distinct pleasure of being your Master of Ceremony this evening. It is truly an honor to be part of this special evening once again, having served as your Master of Ceremony for all 11 Order of Ottawa investiture ceremonies. Nous sommes réunis ce soir pour souligner l'excellence d'Ottawa en remerciant quelques résidents de leur contribution hors du commun à notre belle ville. I invite those who can to please stand for the arrival of the official party and to remain standing until the departure of the color party. J'invite ceux et celles qui le peuvent à bien vouloir se lever, s'il vous plaît. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mayor of the City of Ottawa, the recipients of the Order of Ottawa, and the recipients of the Brian Kilrea Award for Excellence in Coaching. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Je vous invite à vous asseoir. As we begin today's ceremony, I wish to acknowledge that Ottawa is located on the unceded territory of the Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation. I would like to honor the land and the peoples of the Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation, whose ancestors have lived on this territory for millennia, and whose culture and presence have nurtured and continue to nurture this land. Il est important de souligner que la ville d'Ottawa est située sur un territoire non cédé de la nation Anishinaabeg algonquine. J'aimerais honorer les terres et les peuples de la nation Anishinaabeg algonquine dont les ancêtres ont vécu sur ce territoire durant des millénaires et dont la culture et la présence sont enrichies et continuent en effet d'enrichir ces terres. It is now my honor to introduce Knowledge Keeper Elder Stephanie Pelletier, who will be delivering this evening's territorial welcome. Stephanie is an Anishinaabe from the unceded Indian territory of Wikwankong and comes to us with a lifelong traditional knowledge that helps her do her traditional work with the communities on and off reserve. She is also a water and land protector for her territory. Her professional background is in trauma and mental health and has been for over 20 years. She is also an elder's helper to Elder Claudette Commanda and various elders around the region, and she resides here in Ottawa. Elder Pelletier, accompanied by Lee Cote, a traditional helper from the Kitigan-Zibi unceded Algonquin Nation.
I'm a little short here. Before I begin, I'm going to use my first language that was given to me when I was born, and then I'm going to share in the English language. Bojo, Nui Jawaki Kwe Indigenous, Wawashke Shindodem, Wikwem Kong Donjaba. Kwe Kakina, Misa Manda, Ake Anishinabek Algonquin. Ebi Tamawat, Minwa Kina Gane Ni Gani Jik, Minwa Deden Nanik Eko Kakina Dawak Manda Bemadzawin. Mampi Nikea a king, Agi Abe Dinezwak, Minwa Agewin, Wika Age Migweze, Nan Nawa Wa Windama Ge winning, Binish Ago Nangwam. Wewene, Mino Gana Nundida, Minwa Geno Wabnina, Minach Toda, Mino Bemadzuing Mampi Nangwa. Hello, bonjour. I would like to acknowledge the original ancestors of the unceded Algonquin Nation whose land we are on. I would also like to acknowledge your ancestors, as we all come from our mother's waters and their waters before us. We welcome you to the territory. We give our blessing as we gather here this evening in community spirit, and acknowledge our extraordinary community members for the work that they're doing. Miigwech.
Thank you very much, Elder Pelletier and Mr. Cote, for that inspirational welcome. This evening, we pay tribute to 16 men and women who will be inducted into the Order of Ottawa. We will also honor 2 individuals who have dedicated countless hours to amateur coaching. The task of selecting tonight's honorees was not an easy one. However, through a process of careful review and evaluation, the Order of Ottawa Selection Committee came to the unanimous decision of awarding the Order of Ottawa to these highly accomplished and deserving citizens, as well as this year's recipients of the Brian Kilrea Award of Excellence in Coaching. I now have the pleasure to invite His Worship, Jim Watson, Mayor of the City of Ottawa, to come forward to deliver remarks. J'ai le plaisir d'inviter son honneur, Jim Watson, Maire de la Ville d'Ottawa, à venir prononcer quelques mots. Your Worship.
Well, thank you very much, Hugh. Merci, Hugh. Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished members of the Order of Ottawa, colleagues from City Council, the Selection Committee. I'm very, very pleased that our Mayor-elect Mark Sutcliffe is with us. Mark, thank you very much for being with us today. And Mark is also a recipient of the Order of Ottawa. Bonsoir, nos distingués invités. Bienvenue à votre l'Hôtel de Ville. I'm pleased to welcome everyone here. This is a great turnout. It's wonderful to see people in person and that we're able to gather together safely here at Ottawa City Hall. I want to thank our First Nations representatives for their blessing and for recognizing, of course, we are on the unceded, unsurrendered territory of the Algonquin Nation. I'm pleased to welcome this year's recipients, who you'll be introduced to in just a few moments, as well as family members and friends and associates and colleagues from work and volunteer activities for being here today. J'offre une bienvenue tout spéciale à nos nouveaux membres de l'Ordre d'Ottawa ainsi que leurs familles et leurs amis qui sont ici ce soir. And I extend a warm welcome to the 2022 recipients of the Brian Kilrea Award for Excellence in Coaching, Kevin Ling, and to the 2021 recipient, Julie Richards. And it's great to have Brian Kilrea with us here today. Brian, thank you very much for joining us. You're such a great member of our community. I'd also like to recognize our city management team. Many of them are here today who work very hard, diligently to ensure that these kinds of events go off without a hitch. I also want to thank Arnold McLean and the Protocol Office who do such a great job of putting all of these special events together. This prestigious civic award was established in 2012 to acknowledge the contributions of people in our community who are making a difference in the lives of others. Cette cérémonie de remise de l'Ordre d'Ottawa nous donne l'occasion de rendre hommage à des résidents exceptionnels dans tous les coins de la ville d'Ottawa. The Order of Ottawa recognizes exceptional residents who have made a significant contribution in a professional capacity in many areas of life. The 2022 inductees join an illustrious group of residents who have been recognized and celebrated for significant contributions that benefit the residents of Ottawa. This year's inductees are extraordinarily accomplished residents whose leadership, excellence, and hard work will serve as an inspiration for all. As this term comes to an end and I complete my term as Mayor of Ottawa, I want to thank all of the Order of Ottawa inductees for your significant contributions. The opportunity to meet so many accomplished individuals over the years and to celebrate their contributions to our city has been a highlight of my time in office. I also want to take this opportunity to thank my council colleagues, and you'll be introduced to those as they come up with their recipients from their wards for their public service. A number of them are no longer going to be serving after November 15th, and I believe there are some councillors-elect here as well, and we welcome them and thank them for putting their name on the ballot and congratulate them for their success. I also want to recognize the members of the Selection Committee, our Chief of Protocol, Arnold McLean, and his wonderful staff for their work in making this ceremony a fitting tribute to you, our esteemed guests. Et plus de tout, le bien que vous faites pour notre communauté, vous inspirez vos voisins à faire de la même chose. Ce soir, nous célébrons des efforts extraordinaires dans la vie professionnelle de certains résidents. We're proud to celebrate exceptional residents who have gone above and beyond in their professional work to help improve the lives of those in our community, in many instances for people around the world. The 2022 Order of Ottawa inductees are a group of individuals who enrich our city every day and inspire others to become community leaders. Order of Ottawa recipients are an inspiration to many people in Ottawa, throughout Canada, and internationally as well, as you'll find out today. And we also, I would ask after the reception, take a moment to go to the Order of Ottawa wall where you see past recipients and a video loop of some of the presentations over the past decade. We've faced many challenges over the last 2.5 years in our community, and we know that many people in our community have faced terrible hardship and loss. I want our honored guests to know how much their work and contributions mean to us all. You are trailblazers in your fields, and you inspire others to become community builders. You've supported charities and fundraising campaigns, and you have improved the quality of life of your neighbors, colleagues, and friends. Nous sommes chanceux que vous ayez choisi de faire d'Ottawa votre ville. Vos efforts ont amélioré la vie de vos voisins, et pour cela, je vous dis merci beaucoup. Our residents, our city, and myself are very appreciative of all of your efforts and very proud that you acted as an inspiration. You may not think that, but people are looking up to you because of what you've done, and you're acting as that great inspiration for the next generation of community leaders. Thank you all for your contributions, and please enjoy this ceremony. It is all about you. Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Maire. We will now begin the presentation ceremony. To begin each presentation, I will read a brief biography for each recipient. A longer, more detailed biography can be found in this evening's program. Donc, je lirai d'abord une brève biographie de chaque récipiendaire. Veuillez noter qu'une biographie plus longue et détaillée peut être consultée dans le programme de soirée. Once the biography has been read, the recipient and their respective ward councillor will come forward to receive their insignia, sign the official registry of the Order of Ottawa, and receive their certificate. Après la lecture de la biographie, le ou la récipiendaire, accompagné de son conseiller municipal, viendra à l'avant pour recevoir son insigne, signer le registre officiel et accepter son certificat. Some councillors were unfortunately unavailable to join us this evening, but they graciously extend their most sincere congratulations to all recipients. Assisting Mayor Watson will be his aide de camp, Lieutenant Markart of the Cameron Highlanders of Ottawa, Duke of Edinburgh's own. Recipients will be called in alphabetical order. J'appellerai les récipiendaires selon l'ordre alphabétique. And without further delay, it is with great pleasure that I introduce the first inspiring recipient. Sans plus tarder, j'ai l'immense plaisir de présenter la première récipiendaire, Madame Natasha Bacht. Ms. Natasha Bacht is a full professor of law at the University of Ottawa and the Shirley Greenberg Chair for Women and the Legal Profession. Her scholarship is devoted mainly to bettering the practical realities of women's lives. She works actively to strengthen awareness and understanding and to promote dialogue for the rights of religious minorities in Canada. Her work counters misconceptions about Islam, and particularly Muslim women. Madame Bacht est aussi une danseuse et une chorégraphe de danse contemporaine indienne. Et elle s'appuie sur une hybridité de formes pour raconter les histoires de la diversité et de la résistance. Ces danses primées expriment des récits multidimensionnels sur la différence, la beauté et l'identité. En produisant un ensemble original d'œuvres de danse qui reflètent son parcours unique, elle a élargi les contours de la danse canadienne. Natasha Bacht, accompanied by her ward councillor, Mathieu Fleury. Congratulations, Professor Bacht. Our next honoree is Ms. Cynthia Bland. Cynthia Bland is the founder of Voice Found, a not-for-profit organization that works to create safe communities that recognize and stop abuse. Voice Found supports survivors in their journey to overcome what has been done to them without their consent and to move on to healthy lives. En tant que survivante d'abus sexuels durant son enfance, Mme Bland s'est servie de son expérience personnelle pour créer un organisme qui aide d'autres survivants d'abus et de la traite des personnes. Le modèle du soutien par les pairs utilisé par l'organisme est novateur, bienveillant et efficace pour aider les survivants à se diriger vers une vie plus épanouie. Ms. Bland has devoted much of her life to this cause, and her awareness has helped hundreds in the community. Cynthia Bland and her ward councillor, Keith Eglai. Congratulations, Ms. Bland. Our next recipient is Lieutenant Colonel Francis Chilton Mackay, retired. Lieutenant Colonel Chilton Mackay was born in Toronto, Ontario in 1956. She began her military career in 1976 as a reserve musician with the 7th Toronto Regiment, Royal Canadian Artillery Band, later transferring to the band of the Governor-General's Foot Guards, Ottawa, in 1985 in order to follow her music education career as a high school music teacher. En 2000, après avoir pris sa retraite de sa carrière d'enseignante, elle est promue au grade de major pour occuper à temps plein le poste d'inspectrice des fanfares de réserve et de conseillère de la fanfare de réserve pour toutes les fanfares des forces canadiennes. En 2003, elle est choisie pour occuper le poste nouvellement créé d'officier d'état-major des fanfares de l'armée de terre, qui relève du commandant de l'armée de terre. In 2005, she was accorded her regiment's greatest honor when she was appointed the first female director of music of the regimental band. Having been promoted to lieutenant colonel by the commander of the army in September 2008, she maintained both her army headquarters position and that of director of music until her retirement in 2016. Lieutenant Colonel Chilton Mackay and her ward councillor, Riley Brockington. Congratulations, Lieutenant Colonel Chilton Mackay. Our next honoree is Miss Catherine Cotton. Catherine Cotton is a highly respected Ottawa lawyer. She has dedicated her career to providing advice and support to organizations and individuals in the workplace, recognizing the value of people and the importance of relationships in that setting. Catherine is the longest-serving chair of the Ottawa Hospital, where she spent a decade as a governor. As board chair, she played a critical role in building support for the new Civic Hospital campus, managing and growing key partnerships, and meeting with community groups and provincial leaders to advocate for the healthcare needs of our community. Catherine Cotton a assuré un leadership inébranlable au plus fort de la pandémie. Ses conseils avisés et compatissants ont permis à l'hôpital d'Ottawa d'y faire face à la pandémie avec agilité et avec résilience. Son travail a entraîné des avantages concrets pour le personnel, les étudiants, les chercheurs et les patients de l'hôpital d'Ottawa, ainsi que pour toute notre collectivité dans son ensemble. Catherine Cotton and her ward councillor, Riley Brockington. Congratulations, Ms. Cotton. Our next recipient is Jillian Gailey. Jillian Gailey is a woman who has dedicated over half of her life to the care of individuals and families living with aphasia, the loss of communication. A speech-language pathologist with several years' experience in providing aphasia therapy, Jillian has listened to countless families whose day-to-day interactions have been devastated by aphasia. En 1989, elle a établi un partenariat avec Cathy Steele, travailleuse sociale tout aussi dévouée et exceptionnelle, et qui possédait une expérience dans le même domaine. Ensemble, elles ont créé un organisme de bienfaisance ayant pour but de fournir un filet de sécurité socio-émotionnel et communicatif accessible à toutes les personnes aphasiques ainsi qu'à leurs familles. Jillian Gailey. Congratulations, Ms. Gailey. Our next honoree is Ms. Gypsy Gosh. Gypsy Gosh promotes multiculturalism in the city of Ottawa by unifying communities and cultures through successful festivals, events, seminars, networking summits, and multicultural celebrations. She is the founder and director of the World Multicultural Festival, bringing together and celebrating Canada's multicultural mosaic since 2016. The festival's mission is to increase awareness about diversity and inclusivity between various multicultural communities of the world in Canada. Gypsy Gosh est un trésor pour Ottawa et une militante pour notre communauté mondiale. Elle voit les points communs, les points forts et les richesses de toutes nos communautés diverses, et son dévouement et sa concentration inébranlable font d'elle une véritable force du multiculturalisme de la ville. Gypsy Gosh and her ward councillor, Catherine Kitts. Congratulations, Ms. Gosh. Our next recipient is Mr. Harvey Glatt. Harvey Glatt has been a leading figure in Ottawa's music scene for 6 decades. He was born in Ottawa in 1934 and married to his wife Louise for 66 years before her passing. From 1957, when they opened the city's first standalone record store, the Treble Clef, Harvey focused on Canadian talent. Harvey was instrumental in 1977 in founding a new radio station, Chez FM, in Ottawa. Chez FM was noted for its innovative programming that highlighted Canadian talent and was later acquired by Rogers Communications in 1999. M. Glatt a été intronisé au temple de la renommée de l'Association canadienne des radiodiffuseurs en 2007 et a reçu la médaille du jubilé de diamant de la reine Élisabeth II en 2013. Son épouse et lui ont soutenu un large éventail d'organisations artistiques et de services sociaux à Ottawa. Their vision, integrity, and generosity have given a real boost to the cultural life of our city. Harvey Glatt and his ward councillor, Jeff Leeper. Congratulations, Mr. Glatt. Our next honoree is Mr. Paul Hindo. Entrepreneur prolifique, investisseur providentiel et mentor d'entreprises émergentes spécialisées dans la technologie à Ottawa depuis 25 ans, Paul Hindo a énormément contribué au développement de diverses entreprises et organisations à but non lucratif à Ottawa, au Canada et à l'étranger. Il a également travaillé près de 40 ans dans le secteur de l'immobilier commercial, où il a notamment occupé des postes de direction. Mr. Hindo was the honorary colonel for the Cameron Highlanders of Ottawa, promoting the engagement of the regiment to the functions of the City of Ottawa for 8 years. He's a director of the Conference of Defence Associations Institute. He has been the Ontario chair of the Canadian Forces Liaison Council and is now acting as Director Emeritus. In 2017, he was appointed as the honorary colonel of the Canadian Army, the second person to ever hold this prestigious appointment. Paul Hindo was inducted in 2020, but unable to attend that year's ceremony. We're happy to have him here tonight to receive his award. Mr. Paul Hindo, accompanied by Councillor Scott Moffat. Congratulations, Mr. Hindo. Our next recipient is Ms. Jocelyn Lamont, who apparently has a fan club in the audience. In her role as Executive Director of Candlelighters Childhood Cancer Support Programs, Jocelyn Lamont worked passionately with many dedicated volunteers and community partners over the years to ensure families of children with cancer enjoyed the best life possible. Ayant elle-même perdu un jeune fils atteint d'un cancer, elle comprend les nombreux défis liés à la prise en charge d'un enfant gravement malade. Et elle a pu tirer parti de son expérience dans la création de programmes simples mais efficaces. In June 2022, after almost 24 years with Candlelighters Childhood Cancer Support Programs, Jocelyn joined the Patient Experience Team at CHIO, where she works to deliver family support services to patients, youth, and families in need. Jocelyn Lamont and her ward councillor, Keith Eglai. Congratulations, Ms. Lamont. Our next honoree, Madame Mélissa Larocque. Mélissa Larocque est enseignante de français langue seconde au sein du Ottawa Catholic School Board depuis plus de 10 ans. Elle enseigne actuellement à la St. Francis Xavier Catholic High School. Elle est une fière franco-ontarienne et détient même une maîtrise en littérature autochtone francophone. Mélissa a récemment lancé son propre studio de photographie, Larocque Photographie et Design, où elle offre des centaines de séances de photographie professionnelle à la communauté. Elle a également créé des partenariats avec nombreuses autres femmes entrepreneurs d'Ottawa dans différents domaines, leur offrant ainsi des services, des possibilités et des prix qui ont renforcé le pouvoir des propriétaires de petites entreprises et permis à leurs clients d'en profiter. Through her heart and her passion for the French language, Mélissa Larocque has been able to take her love of working with people and turn it into a successful business. Mélissa Larocque, accompagnée de sa conseillère, Caroline Meehan. Félicitations, Madame Larocque. Our next recipient is Mr. Gavin Lumsden. Gavin Lumsden has been a passionate ambassador for the nation's capital for more than 30 years. As a station manager for Rogers TV French and English community channels, he has lent his creative energy to the development of thousands of television programs produced for, by, and about the people who call Ottawa home. Bénévole depuis toujours, M. Lumsden a contribué à un large éventail de projets et d'organismes locaux tels que la Mission, Cornerstone, le Centre Saint-Joseph pour les femmes, la Dragon Boat Foundation, la Banque d'alimentation et Ottawa Cares. En 2006, il a créé un programme de bien-être pour les jeunes à risque du centre-ville appelé Walk This Way, en partenariat avec Repère Jeunesse Ottawa. Gavin is not only a tireless advocate of the charitable work done in the city of Ottawa, but a dynamic volunteer who leads by example. He has a genuine interest in making our communities a better place to live and approaches this activity with an unwavering compassion and positivity. Gavin Lumsden and his ward councillor, Mathieu Fleury. Congratulations, Mr. Lumsden. Our next recipient is Mr. Lane McAdam. Lane McAdam has served at the highest levels of Canadian sport. For close to 4 decades, he was a leader in government in the non-profit sports sector and applied his extensive skills to a number of key roles in the Canadian sports system and the Ottawa sport community. Recently retired from Own the Podium as Director of Partnerships and Operations, Mr. McAdam contributed to Own the Podium's reputation as a key supporter of Canada's Olympic and Paralympic high-performance landscape and improving Canada's international success. En tant qu'entraîneur bénévole certifié en ringuette et en soccer de compétition à Ottawa pendant près de 2 décennies, M. McAdam a enrichi la vie de centaines de jeunes athlètes d'Ottawa grâce à leur passion commune pour le sport. Lane McAdam. Congratulations, Mr. McAdam. Our next recipient is Ms. Janet Mason. While working over 30 years in engineering and senior management positions within the defense and technology industries, Ms. Mason has always found time for the environment and her community. She helped co-found Friends of the Carp Hills, which aims to protect the Carp Hills by working with landowners, community groups, residents, conservation organizations, and government officials to foster conservation and eco-connectivity. Janet has worked with many levels of government and educational institutions to promote research on how to safeguard the wilderness and beauty of this special area of our city. Elle essaie avant tout de faire du monde et aussi de la ville d'Ottawa et de ses communautés de meilleurs endroits en protégeant leurs précieux espaces naturels. Janet Mason and her ward councillor, Eli L. Shantiri. Congratulations, Ms. Mason. Our next honoree is Ms. Susan Richards. Susan Richards is a trailblazer who is deeply committed to building a more inclusive and diverse entrepreneurial ecosystem in Ottawa, particularly for women founders. Susan has more than 20 years of financial leadership experience with expertise in the tech sector. Over the past 15 years, Susan has served as CFO and/or financial advisor to over 40 startups. Elle a été coprésidente du conseil d'administration d'Investir Ottawa et elle est administratrice depuis les 7 dernières années. Susan a joué un rôle clé dans la création de programmes pour la Semaine internationale de la femme d'Investir Ottawa et a appuyé des programmes pour soutenir davantage de fondatrices d'entreprises. Susan is focused on helping local businesses grow strategically, entrepreneurs prepare for funding and investments, and companies to become efficient with financial reporting and technology. Susan Richards. Congratulations, Ms. Richards. Our next recipient is Zibina Richards. Zibina Richards has been a director of the Fallingbrook Community Association for almost 30 years and has been leading the FCA as president for over 20 years. Actuelle présidente du Club Kiwanis d'Ottawa-Est et secrétaire du conseil d'administration de la Foire de la Capitale, elle est également l'un des membres fondateurs de l'Association multiculturelle d'Orléans qui vise à promouvoir la diversité de nos collectivités au Canada. Zibina Richards is known for bringing people together and building bridges. She's a tireless, hardworking, and dedicated community activist with a passion for helping others and her community. Zibina Richards. Congratulations, Ms. Richards. Our next honoree is Mr. Chris Singhal. Mr. Singhal founded Richcraft in 1983, determined to develop communities where families could flourish. Since its inception, Richcraft has built over 16,000 homes in Ottawa with the help of a team of more than 200 employees and numerous trade partners, while contributing countless donations. With Chris's guidance, the Singhal family and Richcraft organization have supported CHEO, the Ottawa Hospital, Hospice Care Ottawa, Habitat for Humanity, Shepherds of Good Hope, Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa, the Schenkman Arts Center, Ottawa Senators Foundation, Carleton University, Algonquin College, and community initiatives in the neighborhoods he builds in. Pour Chris, le succès est une vie riche en honnêteté, intégrité, service, engagement communautaire et spiritualité. Grâce à cela et à sa gentillesse, sa générosité et son engagement à inculquer ses valeurs à la prochaine génération, Chris incarne véritablement le citoyen exceptionnel. Chris Singhal and his ward councillor, Ralston King. Congratulations, Mr. Singhal. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames, messieurs, it is now time for the final awards of the evening. Created in 2003 in recognition of Brian Kilrea's 1,000th career victory, the Brian Kilrea Award for Excellence in Coaching honors the contributions of an amateur coach who best exemplifies the qualities of leadership and commitment that have been the hallmarks of Brian Kilrea's career. Our first recipient of the Brian Kilrea Award for Excellence in Coaching is Mr. Kevin A. Ling. Kevin A. Ling est un entrepreneur et bâtisseur d'Ottawa qui a toujours eu à cœur de produire une influence positive à long terme sur chaque personne qu'il côtoie. Last fall, he took over as the new owner of the Ottawa Sooners football team, an organization who had not fielded a team in over 3 years. And after assuming the head coaching duties just prior to the start of their season, Coach Kevin led them to a winning season and a berth in the conference semifinal. Although the season ended without a championship, 5 players were named Ontario Football Conference All-Stars, and Kevin was recognized as a major award winner as the OFC Coach of the Year. As a former semi-pro player, Kevin has been committed to not only returning Sooners football to Ottawa, but in creating a winning culture centered around players' skills training and position-specific development. Kevin A. Ling, accompanied by Mr. Brian Kilrea. The mayor requests that Mr. Sutcliffe comes up for this. Congratulations, Mr. Ling. Our second Brian Kilrea Award for Excellence in Coaching recipient this evening is Coach Julie Richards. Coach Julie Richards of the West Ottawa Basketball Association and Holy Trinity Catholic High School coaches players with unwavering leadership, commitment, and dedication. Quelques semaines seulement après le début du premier confinement, Julie Richards a adopté avec enthousiasme la technologie et organisé des rencontres et entraînements hebdomadaires d'1 heure sur la plateforme Zoom pour aider les garçons à demeurer concentrés, à rester physiquement actifs, et bien à les tenir occupés. Le leadership et le soutien de Julie Richards ont permis aux garçons de demeurer occupés et de poursuivre leurs activités durant une période où la plupart des enfants commençaient à se replier sur eux-mêmes. Coach Julie has always led by example, by demonstrating the very best that a coach can offer. A passion for excellence, hard work, respect for your teammates and your opposition, and an unbelievable sense of sportsmanship. Inducted last year in 2021, but unable to attend her ceremony, we're happy Coach Julie is here with us tonight to receive her award. Coach Julie Richards, accompanied by her award counselor, Helen Ubley, and Mr. Brian Kilrea. Congratulations, Ms. Richards. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the Order of Ottawa ceremony, including the presentation of the Brian Kilrea Award for Excellence in Coaching. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, and on behalf of His Worship Jim Watson, please note you're invited to join the honorees for a reception in Jean Pickett Place immediately following the departure of the official party. We thank the Cameron Highlanders of Ottawa members, Duke of Edinburgh's Own for the Honour Guard, Colour Party, and Piper for this evening's investiture. We're also very grateful to the Ottawa Fire, Paramedic, and Police Services, who also provided members for the Honour Guard and Colour Party. For those whose family and friends could not be present this evening, they will have an opportunity to see tonight's ceremony thanks to our friends at Rogers Television, as it will be rebroadcast on Rogers Television 22 on Sunday, November 6th at 10 p.m., or can be found online at rogers.com/Order of Ottawa 2022. À tous ceux et celles dont la famille et les amis ne pouvaient être présents lors de cette cérémonie, ces personnes auront la possibilité de voir la cérémonie. Des remerciements à nos amis donc du réseau Rogers Television, puisque la cérémonie sera rediffusée sur Rogers TV 22 le dimanche 6 novembre à 22h. Elle peut également être visualisée en ligne à l'adresse rogers.com/Order of Ottawa 2022. And that leaves me with our final acknowledgement for this evening. Earlier when the ceremony started, His Worship Jim Watson mentioned that the opportunity to meet so many accomplished individuals over the years has been a highlight of his time in office. As you know, Mayor Watson's term is coming to an end, and sadly tonight's ceremony will be his final as Mayor of the City of Ottawa. When we speak of accomplished individuals who have made a significant contribution to our city in a professional capacity, it is important to acknowledge Jim Watson's many years of service to our great city. Quand nous parlons de personnes accomplies qui, à titre professionnel, ont grandement contribué à l'essor de notre ville, il est essentiel de reconnaître les nombreuses années de Jim Watson au service de notre ville exceptionnelle. The Order of Ottawa was established in 2012 by Mayor Watson and City Council, and he has attended all 11 investiture ceremonies. Including tonight, Jim Watson has awarded approximately 180 Order of Ottawa insignias and 13 Brian Kilrea Awards for excellence in coaching. He has always made a point of recognizing and supporting residents who give back to the community through volunteering and through their professional work. Il est un leader solide et dévoué qui a travaillé fort pour soutenir les résidents et faire d'Ottawa un meilleur endroit pour tous et toutes. He truly loves this city, and it shows, and we are truly thankful for his many years of service. After spending most of his adult life in active politics, both at the city and at Queen's Park as a provincial minister, our mayor is ready for new challenges. Nous vous souhaitons beaucoup de succès dans vos projets futurs, Monsieur le Maire. We wish you the very best in the future. And I would like to ask guests to join me in a round of applause for Mayor Jim Watson. This concludes our ceremony this evening. Je vous invite à rester debout ou à vous relever, sinon pour l'hymne national et la récession du parti officiel. For those who can, please stand once again, this time for the national anthem and the official party recession. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames, messieurs, have a good evening. Bonne soirée.
Color party. Halt. Color party black. Halt.